The Springfield 1911 double stack Prodigy. Let's figure out if this is the best shooting worst gun that I own or the best shooting most favoritest gun that I own. Okay, so we're looking at the Prodigy. I was extremely excited when they released that the gun was going to come out. Tried to get my hands on one right away. I couldn't. I ended up going through their law enforcement and military program. So Springfield, I know you'll never watch any of our video, but if you do, by chance, I just want to say thank you for offering that program. They do give it a little bit of a discount and incentive. You do normally have to order them and it has to be from a specific gun store, but that's how I got this one. This is the 4 1/4 inch barrel. That's how I got this one, and I got it in November of 2022. So although I did get a little bit of a discount, I did pay for this with my own money. I owe nobody nothing for this. So I wouldn't say soon after because I got it in the winter. We did go out on a really cold day. I've taken this out one time so far, and approximately 180 rounds into it, the firearm stopped going fully into battery probably every 4th or 5th round. I don't know. I could have been limp wristing it by then, but I will say I watched a lot of video even before I got this gun, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen because it happens to a lot of folks. So let's talk real quick before it started not going into battery. Before it started not going into battery, I'm absolutely amazed with that gun. It shoots amazingly. The trigger, amazing. I mean, come on, it's a 2011. So it's going to do all the great, wonderful things. And that is why it is my favorite gun that I own to shoot. It is also my most expensive gun by far. Well, a most expensive handgun, and I believe my most expensive gun. It's even more expensive than the 1,000-yard AR-15. So, yeah. It's a little bit spendy. So then right around, I don't know, 150, 180 rounds. It was really cold outside. I wasn't wearing gloves that day. But around 150, 180 rounds, it started not going fully into battery. It would eject the casing. It would start to chamber another round, and it would stop approximately right there. So it's not fully into battery. I just barely tapped the slide. It would continue its motion forward and go into full battery. I would shoot, rough guesstimate, 3, 4, 6 rounds, and then it would do it again. And it probably did it about 10 times, and then I said, yep, that's enough. I need to clean it and figure out what's going on. So that leads me to this video. Did I figure out what's going on? No, come on, you guys know me. I'm not going to put that much effort into it. I got it home. I stripped it all apart. I cleaned it. Oh, by the way, I did clean it and lube it before I took it out that time. But I brought it home, stripped it all apart, lubed it all up, and then that's where it sat all the way until today. So I'm guessing it's probably sat for, I don't know, if I had to guess, 6 months, 7 months. I don't know, take a wild stab at it. It's just sat there waiting for me to do something with it. So now, as the saying goes, time to crap or get off the pot. I'm going to go out and shoot it until it malfunctions. If it doesn't malfunction, I'm going to put 500 rounds through it. And if it shoots all 500 rounds without malfunctioning, I'm going to call it good, although that's not going to happen. If the last time I took it out is any indication, that's not going to happen. I suspect 150 to 200 rounds, it'll start not going into battery. So they're going to kind of be a joint test. I have AAC, I think what I call Palmetto State's brand of ammo. I have 1,000 rounds and 9 mil of that, so I'm going to take that, and they're going to be a dual test. If the gun failed to fire, so the primer was struck, it did not fire, I'm going to associate that to the ammunition. And if it does not go into battery or does not fully cycle, then I'm going to associate that to the firearm. With that said, if it does, which I think it is, if it does have an issue, then this is going to be a video series. So if I go out and it has an issue, then Springfield are supposed to be lifetime warranted. So video 2 will be walking you through the warranty process and what that takes and what they want from me. I hope they don't take my firearm because I don't want to send it. If they know that a problem exists, hopefully they'll just send me a part. hopefully not a heavier recoil spring, because I absolutely love the action of the firearm. But we'll go through that, and then the third video will be what changed. The fourth video will be if it fixed it. So if it doesn't work, you get 4 video. If it works, then I guess you just get 1. So that's enough talking. Let's get to the range. All right, Prodigy, I really need your help with this. You know, when you first came out, I'm hyping you up all kinds. Everybody was a naysayer. I was on your side. And, you know, if you don't work today, I'm never going to hear it from all my friends. You should have heard the terrible thing they were saying about the 6.5 Creedmoor last night on the live show. They were talking about its buttstock.
Oh, you're recording?
Oh, no. All right, so out at the range, I'm going to be shooting the Palmetto State 9mm, so I'm kind of testing that too. Got a 1,000 round for that. Have the Prodigy sitting right here. Let's load up some mags and get started. Just to be fair, you can tell I cleaned the gun. There is oil on it. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's oil on it. See? Oil. But it's not over oiled, so I'm giving it the best shot that it has. All right, little buddy. We got interrupted before, but today I need you to shine. I need you to prove to all my friends that you are the gun that I know that you can
Joe, you're doing it again.
Oh, dang it. Okay, first 37 rounds. All right, 74 rounds so far. The only issue that I've encountered is a camera issue. All right, so that's 148 rounds so far. No malfunctions and no failure to fire with the ammunition. Okay. If you know me, you'll believe this. You know that I can be dense at sometimes, so I don't know how to add 20, and 17 together, apparently. Every time I said 37, it's actually 57. So now we are up to 228 rounds through the gun. Yeah, my bad. So here we go with the next 57 rounds. Here we go. So that's 285 rounds so far. No malfunctions and no misfire with the ammo. $342 rounds through the firearm. No malfunctions, no failure to fire. $399 rounds through the firearm. No malfunctions, 0 failure to fires. All right, we're going to do another 57 rounds, but at some point this has to come to a stop. Oh yeah, look at that. My optic's getting loose. I didn't Loctite that down good enough. All right, let's see what happens. So let's go over the good, the bad, the ugly really quick, and then we'll get it back to the workbench and I'll give you my final thoughts and wrap this up. So the good, 456 rounds through the firearm with 0 malfunctions and 0 failure to fires. Like I said, I went testing both the firearm and Palmetto State's ammunition. The bad, I wasn't able to get to where I wanted. I wanted to do 500 rounds without any malfunctions, but the actual base plate that the red dot sits on is loose. That's something that I did. I didn't Loctite it enough or something. It's loose. I don't want to keep firing it because the threads are threaded into the slide and I don't want to muck up the threads. So we're going to stop there. Yeah, unfortunately, 44 rounds short of where I wanted to get to. Now for the ugly. The firearm is sitting in the shade because it is extremely hot out here. It's like around 95 degrees, but the sun is blistering at this altitude. So I definitely had some camera issues. If you're counting rounds, I don't know why you would, but if you're counting rounds, I might have missed a couple on camera only because I had some camera issues. Now for the ugliest part of today is my math skills. I don't know what I'm thinking. I think I just saw the 20 round and the 17 round mag and said, oh, I can do 37 rounds at a time. Not thinking that there was another 20 round mag in my belt. I don't know. Math is hard. Leave me alone. But all in all, even with my lack of math skills, the Optic coming loose, I'm extremely happy and impressed with that firearm because this is not how it went the first time I shot this gun. So back at the house, and I am over the moon on how this thing performed. I love shooting that gun, like I explained before, my favorite gun that I own. And I love shooting it. I just hated the fact that after 180 rounds-ish, best I can figure, it stopped going into battery all the time. So I know that a lot of people were having that problem. I just thought that I was one of them. And honestly, I'm going to do a multi-video series on this if it happened again. What I'm going to do is if it happened again, I'm going to reach out to Springfield Armory and document going through the process on getting that warranted, because Springfield Armory are supposedly lifetime warranty. I've never had an issue with one, so I've never tried it, but supposedly they're lifetime warranted. So I'm going to document all that, see what they fixed, what they said went wrong with it, and then shoot it after that. But after, we'll just call it 450, I'll round down a little bit, 450 rounds, there were no issues. So that's that. I'm going to get this thing cleaned up, and now it's going to be my nightstand gun. I didn't have it on my nightstand gun because I couldn't trust it. But after 450 rounds, I'll continue to shoot it. Probably every time I go to the range, I will take it out and shoot it. And just make sure that it's still functioning like it should. Now, I'm also going to say real quick that this is my personal firearm. I paid for it with my own money. This is mine. And results may vary. I saw a lot of YouTube video and channel and stuff complaining about the same exact thing that happened to me on my first time out. And it wasn't their first time out. Like, they had a lot of rounds through that firearm. So I don't know what went different this time. The only thing that I can figure is one of two things. The first time I went and shot it, it was extremely cold out. Today it was extremely hot. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but that was a variation that changed since last time. The second thing that I could figure is it had 180 rounds through it. Then I cleaned it up and everything, re-lubed it. It broke in, wore in, did whatever it needed to do to be able to slide freely and go into battery. So right now it's working amazingly, and yeah, I couldn't be happier for it. Now, not to be a complete Springfield Armory shill, let's go over some pros and cons. So pros, I've already said it. The gun shoots extremely smooth, very light recoil. I love the way the gun feels in my hand and firing it. It's my favorite gun that I own, even over a traditional 1911, which I own a Colt 70 series 1911, and I like this firearm more. So that I absolutely love about it. Yeah, just amazing gun. Love the way it looks, love the way it shoots, love the way it feels. Amazing gun. Things that I don't necessarily like about it. So they claim that there's a 20 round capacity in the magazines. If you force that 20th round in, you can get it in, but you are 100% up against some type of stop down here where it will barely slide into the top. With the slide forward, try to insert the magazine with 20 rounds in there, and you will not be able to seat that magazine. And I didn't try like gorilla slamming that thing. I didn't try it. So maybe if you just really hit this, you could get it to seat. Didn't try it, not gonna try it. So through all my firing today, I just locked the slide to the rear, inserted the magazine with 20 rounds in it, sent the slide forward, and then started shooting from there. The 17 round magazine does not have that problem. It has just a little bit of give with 17 rounds in there, so you can seat the magazine with 17 rounds. So the magazine, I would call them 19+1, not 20 round magazines. Complaint number 2 is going to be the base plate, the optic mount, whatever you want to call it. So not that it's loose, that's probably my fault. I need to Loctite it or something. Loctite it more. I know I Loctited it, but obviously it needed more. So I need to do that. But the one that Springfield ships with is set up for a footprint for this Hex Wasp. I think that's what this one is. Nope, Dragonfly. The Hex Dragonfly, the one that I bought. So it came with the firearm. It comes with one of them, and it's set up for the footprint for the Hex. The gun store that I purchased this from actually had a Hex, I think roughly $250. And at the time, the other base plates were not available. The RMR cut or anything else was not available. So I said, you know what? I'll get the Hex. I'll try it out. I don't know if it's made by Springfield, but they're obviously in cahoots with each other. Yeah, I got it, and I absolutely despise the optic. Worst optic that I put on a firearm. There's only one button on it. It says continuous on, I think, what it said on the packaging. And it stays on for a while, but eventually go off. I don't know time frame. Call it 8 hours. I don't know. But eventually go off. Then the only way to get it to turn back on, to push the button. No shake awake feature. No brightness up and down. No auto brightness. All you have is this one button to cycle through all the different brightness settings. And it just goes, I think it goes from dim to bright, but it might go from bright to dim. I don't know. You push the button and it gets brighter as you go. And then all of a sudden you can't see it anymore and you got to keep pushing it. There's a couple settings in there. I didn't take the time to count the setting because I absolutely despise this, and I will be replacing the base plate and this optic eventually. Because if it's going to be my nightstand gun, I can't keep this on here. If something goes bump in the night, I want to be able to have my red dot, and I want it to either stay on all the time meaning never turning off, or when I pick up the firearm, it turns itself on. I want this to turn on. This is not a carry optic. This is a range optic only. The Olight did loosen up on me. I don't think I'm gonna pull it off when I clean the firearm. I don't think I can Loctite it. So that's kind of a ding on Olight that this piece, it did eventually loosen up and walk around. I hope it didn't damage my frame. I'm gonna check that right now. Nope. Didn't damage it at all, which is good. If this slides around too much, it can leave some pitting, marring, or scrapes in the finish. It didn't do that at all, so that's good. Let's answer my question real quick. No, this only screws out to a certain point and then stops. And I can't see any threads in there to drip some Loctite backwards into there. Oh, but I could do that. So you can open it up, drip a little bit of Loctite in there, and then tighten it down. That's what I'm going to do. Hopefully I don't have a problem in the future. So that's it. At this point, I'm just rambling. I know I'm a Springfield Armory fanboy, but I proved to myself, which is all that mattered to me, that that firearm is dependable. This specific one, the one that I have in my possession, is dependable. So yeah, I'm going to run it and keep running it, and hopefully I don't have any more problems. Keep it clean, keep it oiled. We'll see. And as always, I'll keep you all updated if I do have any problems. So if you liked the video and want more people to see it, please like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. Throw down in the comment how bad at math I am and how I'm an idiot. That's fine with me. And we will catch you on the next video.
Oh, that's a good prodigy. That's a good prodigy. That's a good girl.
Joe, you need to stop.
I don't care.
Just
she
stop.
deserves it. That's a good girl. Good job. Good job.